So we've got another mini PC to take a look at today, and this one is a speedy little beast, the GMKTec NucBox K2. So this, according to them, is a mini gaming PC, and yes, this can handle a lot. So it comes equipped with a Windows 11 Pro and a fairly recently released AMD processor. We have the Ryzen 7 7735HS, which can be clocked up to 4.75 gigahertz. Now, this model that they sent me for purpose of review, they are selling on Amazon, and it came with 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, which is amazing, right? But they told me, as the stock that they sent me was early, that I only had a single stick of RAM, and that their new inventory was going to have, dual channels, so two 16 gigabyte DDR5 sticks of RAM. So we're a little gimped here, but still fairly impressive. You definitely want that dual channel, and that's what they said, that their stock going forward is going to have two sticks of RAM instead of one. So now that we got that part out of the way, right? So this also comes with 1 terabyte of hard drive space and SSD. Now they do sell other configurations with other processors and whatnot, but this one specifically, it is on sale on Amazon right now if you want to take a look. And I know Prime Day coming up, they're going to be having even more sales, that kind of thing. But this little PC, it did surprise me a bit. So we have a lot of inputs and outputs here, or a decent amount anyway, not like a crazy amount, but enough to get the job done. So we've got 3 USB 3.2 ports, 1 USB 2.0 port, a USB-C port, which always comes in handy because, yeah, I have hard drives that I want to use that have USB-C. And a lot of times I'm checking out these mini PCs and they don't have USB-C for some reason. But this, we have that. We have an audio jack, DC power port, all the stuff that you would expect, right? Ethernet port, great. We got Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.2, and I'm just going to be testing this thing out with some gaming. I like to focus on emulation, but I do have to throw in some PC gaming as well because that's important. It's a PC. Let's test some PC gaming out as well, right? Now, obviously, we're not going to have the same kind of performance as a high-end desktop. This isn't going to compare to those kind of things. But we still get a lot of performance out of this little guy here. So let's get into some PC gaming and then some emulation. So like I stated earlier, with the model that I have that only has 1 stick of RAM, it is going to gimp things a little bit bandwidth-wise. Definitely beneficial for gaming to have dual channel RAM. So keep that in mind. There's going to be better performance with the other models that have the dual channel RAM here. But playing some PC gaming, I did notice some of the more higher demanding stuff. I did have to really lower settings and whatnot. So you got to keep your expectations in check. This is not some crazy gaming machine here as far as PC games go, but you're going to be able to handle quite a bit. No Man's Sky, at first I was having a little bit of struggles with it, but I ironed that out by just lowering some of the settings. Hi-Fi Rush played great. Things like Demon Slayer, not crazy demanding or anything. That played just fine. So I went through and played a few of the games that I typically play, and really didn't see too many issues. Just got to keep those settings low to medium depending on the games that you want to play. If you're playing a lot of indie games or just lower demanding games, you'll be fine with that. But let's talk about emulation. So with emulation, I didn't want to waste any time with 8 and 16-bit stuff. All those games are going to run perfectly fine here. Super Nintendo, Atari, Sega Genesis, Neo Geo. You're not going to have any issues with that. All your arcade stuff, MAME and FBA, Final Burn Alpha, you're not going to have issues. What I wanted to check was PlayStation 2, PS3, Wii U, that kind of stuff, throwing some PSP and a couple other, troublesome, machines or consoles. So I also tried Xbox as well. But let's kind of start toward the bottom. Nintendo 64, no issues at all. Every game that I wanted to play Nintendo 64 ran fine, and that's not surprising at all. The same thing with Sega Saturn, which, has been a troublesome thing in the past, but a lot of these PCs can handle it just fine, especially with these emulators getting, updates and whatnot over time, right? So Nintendo 64, Sega Saturn, no issues at all. PSP, same thing, ran beautifully well. Now, I can't guarantee every single game will run because it's really dependent upon the emulator. There's still troublesome games out there, but everything I wanted to try ran great with all the systems that I'm mentioning. So, good stuff, right? Dreamcast as well, not too surprising. Dreamcast ran great. Xbox and Xbox 360, I was having some struggles with those. So maybe some more testing is needed, and maybe I could squash some of that stuff out. But yeah, I just wasn't having the greatest time with Xbox or Xbox 360, OG Xbox and 360, right? So then moving on to PS2, PlayStation 2, I had zero problems. Everything just ran and ran fine. Now, with all these games that I'm testing, I've been using a couple builds that I have access to. A Retro Beast build, which I'm going to be doing a follow up on, as Chris Cole Mods, who created that setup, took some of my feedback previously and changed some things, added some things, cleaned it up, type of thing. So I will be revisiting that. But I use that a little bit with some of the footage here, and then the Bit Wars Coin Ops build that I've been loving. It's a really small build. Did a video on that a while ago. A lot of people have been grabbing that one. It's just a very small build, 256 gigabytes. Goes up to Wii U. But yeah, I've been using that, and then a Batacera build. Just kind of testing things, because sometimes these builds, I'm not going in and doing a bunch of tweaks or anything. I'm just like, hey, these are plug and play builds. Let me try these games on a computer. That's what they're meant for, right? Just plug it and play, right? But like Retro Beast has a setting where you can change to like high performance and low performance mode depending on your PC. So that was actually beneficial with some things, like, oh wow, this game's not running well, let me put it to low performance mode. That just kind of changes some of the resolution and stuff like that. So some of those builds out there, they do have options like that. And then Wii U as well was pretty cool. Had no issues with Wii U running at all. Everything that I tested with Wii U was great, just perfect. But like I said, unfortunately, Switch, not so much. But the Wii U, hey, man, there's a lot of Wii U games that are essentially almost the same game that's on the Switch. So there's some options here, and definitely some more testing to be done. So yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with this mini PC. It performs great, runs a lot of things, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's pretty fast. It's a very snappy PC. I would imagine with the dual channel RAM, it'd probably be even more fast, more snappy, right? But yeah, there you go. If you're interested, there'll be a link down below. Also, I have an Amazon influencer page where I compile all the stuff I review, categorize them, type of thing, do shorter form like videos and stuff like that. But like all these mini PCs, if you're kind of like, I don't know which one, maybe I'll wait till they go on sale. I put them all on one list. You click the list, take a look, see if they're on sale, if it's a deal going on. Prime Day's coming up. So yeah, I've got a lot of stuff on my little Amazon page. It's directly through Amazon. So yeah, take a look. Appreciate you guys. Bye.